What's the matter, Kakarot?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Sunday morning with the Blerd Church of Anime. I'm your preacher, your teacher, your pastor, your cult leader, whatever you want to call me. I am Black Star, here to share hopefully another inspiring message based on anime and manga. I am gonna make this super brief because it is the episode before the holidays. Your girl did not do everything she was supposed to do during the week, like I said I was supposed to do last week. So I am crashing and burning, trying to get compact so many things into such little time. But you know what? We're gonna make it work. This week has been a week of surprises. It's been a very busy week. It's still not quite over. I feel like last week is dragging into this week, so we'll see how it works out for me. But yeah, overall, I can't really complain. Most of the problems were just me not being on my stuff. I already kind of knew how I was gonna end up like it, but but I still had some really great times this week. I had some really fun opportunities. Did like a scrimmage with my roller derby team and a performance last night. Like a lot going on. So much going on. I also want to comment that it's been a great week for anime as some of the final episodes for animes I've been watching this season came out. And I haven't felt sad about some of my animes ending because their last episodes have been so amazing. May I ask for one final thing? That last episode was everything I didn't know I needed. Like I'm probably gonna rewatch it like three more times. And I was thinking I was going to talk about that this week. I was like, no, I need to settle on my bones a little more before I talk about that anime. Although Scarlett's my girl, I want to cosplay her so bad. I am in love with Scarlett. Like, no shade, no tea. I am love. Oh my gosh, I love Scarlett so much. Favorite character of the entire series. Easy, hands down, done. I hope your week was good. I want to say, like, I hope that you had a good week. And if you did not have a great week, if it's been stressful, if the holidays and money and things are just making you feel all types of down, I want to say, F last week. F those feelings, not that they're not valid, but like I don't want you to feel stressed over materialistic stuff. I want you to be able to like dig into yourself and find, the things you are doing well, the things that make you rich in spirit, if not rich in cash. We're really trying to get rid of this capitalism mindset. I had a really great talking with some friends of mine on Discourse just about a lot. A lot of mindsets and psychology and therapy and what we consider to be success. And I think it was a really good reminder around this holiday time when there's a lot of consumption, a lot of like you need to buy gifts or be with people, and times have been really hard this year, that it might be a really good time to start pressing people to think and kind of redefine what success looks like. What is your definition of success and where does that definition come from? Like, who put it in your mind that that is what success is supposed to be and it's supposed to look like? Because it came from somewhere, whether our parents, where it came from TV shows, whether it came from favorite teachers, somebody told you that success looked a certain way. And then I think sometimes we're chasing things that are not quite what we really want in the name of success. I would say that to say, F last week, but this does kind of go into what I want to talk about for this week, which is My Hero Academia. Yes, I know the final season is done. I have not watched the final season. I have learned from 2 seasons ago that I could not watch it episodically. I was crashing out at the end of every episode, my week feeling terrible because I could not concentrate, needing to know what happened next. And so last season, I was like, I can't watch this week by week. I'm gonna have to like marathon it. And even in marathoning it, I didn't give myself enough time. Like I had to take breaks. Last season, I felt like broke me, and I knew going into this final season, this is not the show I started. This was not the show I started. Like the emotionally depth, heart attacks I feel watching these last 2 seasons of My Hero Academia and then this final season. So now that it's done, now that I can actually like marathon it, I'm gonna pick a weekend, like a full weekend, 3 days possibly, where I don't have to do anything else. I'm gonna sit home, have all the comfort food and snacks, have friends just text me to remind me to drink water because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be dehydrated from crying. and just knock it out. So don't worry, no spoilers on that end. I do think there's a lot of things I want to touch on in My Hero Academia. So after I finish the final season, I'll probably do like maybe a revival, just like 4 or 5 days, just talking about themes of My Hero Academia because it is a wonderful show. There are so many great characters. I remember when I first started My Hero Academia, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna get really popular here. There's just so many characters, and not only do they have like full on Japanese names, they also have their hero names. I feel like it's gonna be a lot for American audiences who like to dumb things down to really like be able to keep track of. And y'all have proved me wrong. Like they're not just the students in class 1A, but also like the heroes. Every arc you're meeting a whole wave of new characters. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, people are gonna get so like confused and not be able to like really dig into it. But no, y'all have shown out. When I saw people having fan clubs for Froppy, I was like, okay, we're good. Like y'all have locked in. Y'all know you're compartmentalized. The My Hero Academia fandom, especially among blurs, has been amazing. So props. So what I want to talk about on this episode, pulling from My Hero Academia, is kind of going back to like what is the definition of success for you? Because one thing that's really strong in a lot of my favorite characters, I won't say the most popular characters in My Hero Academia, is the characters who have this strong sense of why they do what they do. Like there are some characters who are like finding it out and on the journey and figuring these things out, but there are some characters who are like, this is the way I see the world, and I fight for this world to be this way. Notable characters like All Might comes in as like this perfect, I did quotations if you're not watching the show, but there's like this perfect hero. He's the number one hero. He inspires so much hope and so much just safety in the community. Like we're most of My Hero Academia is like seeing the loss of All Might and just like the legacy he leaves. And I think it's because like All Might as a hero and as a person like exhibits this idea, this that success is that everyone gets saved. That success is like you do your like he can inspire. Like I don't think he cares truly about inspiring people, although he knows that is a byproduct of his character and who he is. But it's all about making sure no one gets left behind, that all people get saved. And he does it for such a pure heart that it inspires people to do other things and find what moves them in both the hero and the villain realm, which I'm going to get to as well. And that is so important. And I think you have to take that and then put that into Deku, or Midoriya Shonen, as All Might loves to call him, as a character who I know the show's about his journey in becoming the top hero, but there's something about Deku that never changes, and it's very similar to, and not why All Might also chooses him, is he wants to help. He wants to help people. He wants a world where people are safe, where people can live their lives. And I think his idea of safety, Midoriya's that is, idea of safety, idea of help, of like what it means to support all people. It spans over this series, which is really, really cool. With him and Bakugo, it's like he's always like trying to help Bakugo even when you don't have no power. Like that is what impressed All Might the most in that moment. Like first episode, first season. I hope this is not a spoiler for you. But we see more and more, like even in him doing the test to get into UA. Like Deku has always been that quintessential sacrificial hero, sacrificing something because not for his own ego, but because he genuinely wants to help and be useful to people. And it's a very pure intent that just makes him like one of the best boys. He's like one of those soft boy protagonists like Tanjiro, where you just want to hug and be like, you deserve all the good things. And that's why this last season is, oh, these last couple of seasons is like, why are you trying to turn Deck into the dark side? I can't. I can't. Oh my gosh. Whew. Woof. That's all I can say. On these final seasons. But yeah, I think he is just, there's so much to be said about people who have like this intense intent to like really support, and love people. And I think that's like a very classic idea of what a hero is supposed to be, which I think really juxtaposes in what the world of My Hero Academia, where like becoming a hero is a job. It is a source of income. There's so many different reasons and so many different ways people are heroes. And like that diversity makes it super interesting, especially when like 80% of the world has quirks, or is it like 90 something even higher than that. But I kind of love that we go through, especially with the UA students, like what is their ideal of a hero? And for a lot of people, they're just kind of still figuring out that they know they want to be heroes because heroes a cool job. Hero, you can get famous, you get job deals, you can do all this kind of stuff, you get accolades. They grew up admiring all types of heroes, normally, mostly all might. Um, it's like being the doctor, it's like a very well wanted and well needed and well like deserved job in this economy, in this world, right? But it doesn't mean like you have like this kind of pure intent that you see really shining for from like the gold standard, which is All Might, and then eventually Deku. And I think watching the characters, especially Deku's classmates and some of the other heroes in training, kind of figure out what that looks like. I think we all love a good journey story. I mean, I'm always gonna be a fan of Icy Hot. If you know, you know, and seeing where revenge and hard feelings turns into truly doing it to honor his family legacy in some ways. Oh, me and Bakugo, who is a very complicated relationship because he's also a Taurus. I'm not Aries, I just want to smack him. Um, I was like, someone should just beat that kid, as a child, like, that arrogance. But also, like, but you see, like, his ideal of a hero is never losing. Like, how can you be a hero to people if you lose a fight against the evil, right? That is like his pure intent is you have to be the best. And I admit that Bakugo has grown on me over the series because I was very anti Bakugo very early on. Um, there's just a lot of different arts that like teaches you and helps you see like the interesting parts and the background and the motivations of the students in the class that helps endear you to them. Like I was never a big Red Riot fan until that episode with Fat Gum, and I was just like, oh my god, I love him. Like I think there's so that the show does such a great job of it. But again, even though people have their motivations, even though people have like what they hope to do with being a hero, there are very few of them I think lead with this idea of success looks differently for me in this role, where it is my success is making sure people are okay. um I mean, we always talk about what's his face, um who's number two hero and eventually becomes number one after All Might is gone. I can't believe I'm blanking right now. Fire guy. Him, a lot his motivations always seem so impure. um Hawk, who I also love, doesn't really care about being a ranked hero because like his motivations are elsewhere. And like there's whole genus of heroes who are really cool, who are just doing the work. And then you realize like, success for them and their quirks and success for them in their role as a hero or associate hero or heroes in trainings or heroes a part of this hero agency can be whatever. Um, and I think most people have very realistic, because again it became a job in the MHA world view of like what it is to be. I think one of the main seasons that really hammered this home is the Stain arc. Like Stain as a villain is so important, I think, to the entire story. And I think it's gonna come back, I think, to hit me even harder on this final season. But as we geared up to the big fight against one all for one, Stain as a villain. Oh, how do I want to put this? Stain is, I think, is a beautiful example of pure intent of what success looks like. It's so off the reservation. It's so different from all of the other villains. intense, kind of. I mean, a lot of them use Stain as like their calling card, their like big thing of what we're moving towards. Um, what's his name? Who's for the here or for the people with quirks that like give them like weird physical features. I'm really trying to think of his name. He looks like Leonardo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ah, why am I blanking on people's names? I came in ready to go with this, and I just don't know why I'm completely blanking. Spinner. That is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle looking dude. Spinner. I think is also a very interesting person from the League of Villains. He's also the one that cares the most about Stain's idea. So let me get back to Stain. So Stain is, I think, very interesting in what success looks like because Stain, as a villain, goes out and he starts killing heroes. And he is killing heroes because he feels like they're all fake. I mean, I don't know how he he feels that they're all fake because they don't live up to the ideal that All Might is. Where All Might, doesn't matter how big or small the crime, All Might is there because he wants to make sure people are okay. He is a hero on pure intent of, I just want to be useful to everybody and do it with a smile and effort and put people at ease. And Stain is like, that is what a hero is. This classic definition, this pure intent, you need to be doing that. And as heroes become businesses, you see a lot of people who don't have that pure intent, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, the same way that Sting sees it. But starts calling them fake heroes. They're just kind of folk out here doing it. It's a job. You clock in, you clock out. It's kind of like people being cops or EMTs in some ways. I think you need it. Like, I'm not saying the system itself is bad, but I can definitely see in Stain's point of view why these are not true heroes. These are like sidekicks. And they're like, no, you're calling yourself a hero. You're not even calling yourself a sidekick. You are not fit to, call yourself the same thing that All Might is. And what Stain is doing is problematic, killing heroes because you don't think that they are heroes, because you don't think they have the same intense need to help and support and save everybody, that you don't see this as like your life, it's just a job, is a valid concern. And as one who is fighting other superpowered beings, because Stain's quirk is pretty cool, I think it's super interesting that when he does meet Midoriya, when he meets Deku, he notices that, like, no, this is the guy. This is the guy who has the same intent, the same intensity as All Might and what it means to truly be a hero, and has that just, and yes, they're here to save Ida, and I love a good backstory for Ida because that's gonna have to be Ida's, the whole Stain arc in Ida. I think is gonna have to be a whole nother conversation maybe during that revival, because I have a lot of thoughts on that. And just I have a lot of thoughts on that, and Tanjiro, not Tanjiro, and like the crew showing up, Deku showing up to help him out in this battle with Sting, which I think is still my favorite arc. And I love, love, love how it it galvanizes. Like, I know people thought, oh, the League of Villain really, no, League of Villain just hijacked Stain because of his credibility and what he was doing and the message he was putting out there. Like, I think there's very few villains outside of Stain and possibly Spinner that I would ever try to justify the work that they've ever done or what they're trying to do. Like, Tomaru, like, I hate this dude. Like, I hate Tomura. I truly do. Like, I don't even use like the language I want to say on this dude, but yeah, going back to Stain. Sorry, Stain's idea of success wasn't killing all heroes or people who call themselves heroes. Stain's idea of success was getting people to treat the hero work the same way that All Might. He only acknowledged All Might. And I think he was trying to find the heroes to like get up to that level. He was sowing in that terror. He was calling them out to make them better, to be like, you need to be like an All Might. Like, stop out here playing at your heroes. I'm gonna show how much you're not heroes. I'm gonna show how much you're cowards. And I think that's why it's so important that that fight with him and Deku and the other two are like so important, because I think he says like, okay, there is a future coming in where like All Might isn't the only one doing this. And that says a lot. I think that Stain is a turning point in the lore of the heroes and understanding what it means to be a hero in the MHA universe, as well as kind of picking out the pure motives versus the selfish motives. Because I think Stain had a very pure motive. I think most of the other League of Villain people did not. I think most of the heroes, even in UA and your practicing heroes, even some that who like gave the ultimate sacrifice, did have not the purest motives. We can talk about so many different characters. And again, I absolutely love Hops. I do. I truly, truly do. But like he doesn't have the purest of intentions. I mean, his backstory is so interesting, and that doesn't make him a bad hero. That doesn't mean he's not who he says he's supposed to be. It doesn't mean that he is not, worthy of the accolades and the love that he gets, because he is truly amazing. He really really is. I thoroughly love everything that has to do with, some of the heroes on here. I will also say that most of the heroes, like, you meet because you don't exactly get all of their backstory. Um, we're kind of just assuming that they have, not like, I just want to save everybody mentality, because so and also that's very realistic. Like, you'll be burnt out if all you're trying to do all the time is save everybody. Like, Mirko, love her to death. Think she's amazing. Oh my gosh, love, 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 love. But does she, like, do we know all of her backstory to know that she's like really just trying to save and help people? Yeah, nah. Doesn't mean she's not cool as all get out. And maybe I'll talk about it in the last season. I'm just, late on it. But it is what it is. I'm just saying. You can't be the best at anything if you don't define what your success looks like. And sometimes your success may be something very different. Like, I think something that was really cool about Shoto Todoroki is that, like, success for him seems to be relationships, being able to like build friendships, not be this lone character anymore. And it's not how he goes into his hero work, but I feel like it's like a personal thing that you see kind of grow out of him from the UA festival, and which is why it's so important that he shows up to help Ida and Deku against Stain. And even his relationship with Endeavor, who again is one of those heroes. I was just like, I cannot stand this guy. And then this show makes me cry over him. Like, what are you doing? Ah, Endeavor, stand up. Like, ugh. Um, but yeah, I think there's so much to be said about just being able to define what success is in a way that is not like, I've saved all the people because that's what it takes to be number one hero, or I I'm the most powerful, that's what it takes to be number one hero. It's like, no, do you inspire people? Do you like move things down? What do you need to do in order for you to be like, I did a good job on this and that no one else can tell me otherwise? It's great that All Might's true, like, his true goal of us being able to be there for all people, to like make sure there's not a crying face, to literally want to be the best hero possible, not for the accolades, not to be called number one, but because he wants there to be a symbol of peace. He wants people to feel like that life will be okay, that no matter what bad things happen, there is somebody who's going to be there to save them. And I feel like that is so freaking important. As much as I don't love All Might as the pro hero, I love what he stands for. He's definitely golden age of a hero, of the Superman, but better. And I think All Might is super, super important of being this person that just wants people to feel hope and feel okay. And I think that is what made that the success happen for him, that he became the number one hero, is because people like feeling safe. People like feeling that there is going to be someone who will come in the worst, and sometimes not even the worst they like. Some just like, petty whatever, to come and be that symbol for you and make sure bad things don't happen. I remember after 9/11, I was really like, as much as I don't like Superman, wish there was a Superman in real life. Wish there were people who could fly and save people in the towers, you know, so I can understand like All Might's presence being that space that people are like, no, we're gonna elevate you because you make us feel better. You keep us safe. You become the symbol that makes villains be like, we can't compete with that, and that's okay. I think Deku is again trying to take that same form, but in a different way because Deku may not be the I'm gonna do everything with a smile and make everything easy, but I think Deku is one who inspires hope in other people to do the work as well. Where I think All Might took all of that work on upon himself, and Deku started doing that as well. I think Deku also has the ability that we've seen throughout the seasons and throughout the arcs to help inspire other people to take action as well. And then people who are not the strongest. I generally love Deku. And like Stain, I said with Stain, Stain also inspires people to like find where their gripes are and then say, I want to change the world in this way. And I hate that I'm putting Stain on the same level as like All Might and Deku, but I really do feel that way. I know this whole message even made sense, but what I'm saying is like one of the most important things that you could do as we go into the next year, as we think about who we are, is like, what is our pure intent? What do we want to give out into the world? What do we consider our successes? If it's like, I'm going to be this type of person and I'm going to do this type of thing, if that is what success looks like, then you need to like do it to the fullest of it. I mean, even again, with some of the villains, we know they're doing it for all these other reasons because they don't mind hurting people. I don't think the heroes who are not All Might are bad and that Stain should kill them. Like I'm not here on the Stain was right. I can say sometimes that Thanos was right, but I'm not saying that Stain was right in this. But I do have to say, you gotta pick what the success story looks for you, and then see if that success story is going to make a difference in your life moving forward. So I feel like I've rambled a lot because I just really wanted to talk a little bit about My Hero Academia without having the full picture because I haven't watched the last season yet. So I hope you will bear with me. You know what? If you don't like this episode full, you know what? I'm not even gonna blame you, Skip. Just I didn't want to not do one for Christmas, so you can just skip this. It's fine. I think I have like stronger episodes up in the backlog. So like maybe take this and do the backlog episode. With all that said, I hope you have an amazing week, especially if you didn't have a great week. If you celebrate any of the holidays happening right now, whether it's the solstice, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's Christmas coming up, whether you do Kwanzaa, anything I may have forgotten, like whatever you're celebrating, if you're gonna be around family and friends, even if you don't celebrate them and you get the time off because this is the country that we live in and this is a federal holiday, I hope you get rest. I hope you get a chance to do what you need to do and live a good life next week or this week. This week and next week because we're going into New Year's, and New Year's is just another just as important of a holiday to me as the other winter holidays too. But we'll talk about that next week when we get there. All right, I talked too long. I'll talk to you later. Till next week. Bye. The Blerd Church of Anime podcast is produced by Black Star, aka Lauren Tillman, written by Lauren Tillman, and hosted by Lauren Tillman. Music created by EL47.